What's going on, everybody? Check this out. We got some cool stuff laid out here on the bench. Got the old 36 Ford. We got an old custom here that was started years ago. An old Ford. Yeah, check that out. Really cool. There's another one, a 57 Chevy, using the parts that were provided in the kit. We got the Section 39 Chevy, sedan delivery. We got the old 63 Ford pickup. That was a lot of fun. 48-hour group build. We got the gifted model here from our friend Raul. Absolutely love that. And that thing looks cool. Check that out. And we got the old 59s. Still sitting here, need to be finished up at some point. Zombie group builds. But what we want to talk about today is Kustoms Illustrated, the group build. Getting ready to start. Give me a second here and we'll be right back. What's up, everybody? Paul here, Left Coast Model Car Builds. Hope you guys are having a good week. So we are ready to kick off our Kustoms Illustrated group build. A couple changes this year. So one, super happy to have my buddy Jimmy from Kit Bash Customs is going to be co-hosting. We've got a lot of good ideas to kind of keep everybody involved, keep this thing going, and have a good time building some customs. Hot rods, are they part of it? Not part of this. So rather than doing Kustoms Illustrated / Hot Rods Illustrated and having it go for the year, we're going to do Kustoms Illustrated, which is going to be custom builds, which will run from February 1st to June 1st. Yep, shorten it up a little bit, try to keep everybody focused on track, including myself. Then we'll have the Hot Rods one that will roll out after that. So today, we're going to focus on the Kustoms Illustrated. As you saw in the beginning of the video, just some examples of all things that would kind of fit within this. What I'm going to do personally, I'm hoping to get 2 done. Might try to knock out one of these finished ones as part of our customs group build, as well as the zombie group build. But I also want to take and do this. Now, part of the reason for doing this, if everything goes as planned, is the Kustoms Illustrated doesn't have to be anything overly crazy, you know, stuff like this. It can be, love that stuff. But you can also build something simple from this kit like that fits it perfect. So my hope is to knock something like that out just as a fun build, kind of get some motivation going here, which I'm motivated, but hopefully for anybody else that's kind of on that fence line of whether they want to jump in or not. Then I'm going to jump into something else. I have a few different ideas, but once I narrow it down or pick one, we'll do that video. So right now what I'm going to do is we're just going to kind of walk around here in the shop, and I'm going to show you some ideas of kits that have crossed my mind, but also work well, and why. One thing that, you know, obviously, whatever you like, awesome. AMT makes some great kits that are really good choices for this, especially if you're someone just tapping into building customs, as a lot of their kits, and especially ones you can still get, have those styling parts or options to do a custom option, make it really nice. Now Revell has some cool stuff too, older as well as some of the semi-newer stuff like the Merc right out of the box, really cool custom. The 50 Olds, really cool custom. So you've got a lot of options here. What I'm going to do is flip this thing around now, and we're just going to do a quick walkthrough, look at a few things, and then I'm going to include a Kustoms Illustrated in here, hopefully build up some more excitement. Only other thing is, yes, February 1 through June 1, but it doesn't have to be a new kit. It can be a started kit. If you've already started something, no worries, roll with it, have fun, get your video up, tell us what you're doing. Please tag Jimmy and myself so we can follow along. If you do not have a channel and want to participate, feel free. You can shoot us some pictures, and then we'll roll those out on a weekly or semi-weekly basis with your updates for you. I think that about covers it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Would love to see a entry video if you have a channel or you're a content creator. If you're on Facebook, Instagram, feel free to post it there. Just shoot me a little screenshot, link, whatever, so I can check it out. I'd appreciate it. And again, have fun. This is just to try to kind of spread some love for the customs out there, kind of that old school vibe. So any questions, feel free to let me know. Try not to drag this out too long. I'm going to kind of walk around, show you some stuff that I've kind of pondered on and ideas. And then with this, I'm going to try to do an update weekly, whether it's on my build, ideas, just things to keep that kind of custom mojo going. I think Jimmy's got some similar ideas. We're going to try to do some lives here and there. We got a lot of cool ideas. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you check out Jimmy's channel as well. I'm sure you've seen it, Kit Bashed Customs. Keep an eye out for his video. It should be dropping today, tomorrow. Maybe it's already dropped. Who knows? But a lot of fun. Really excited about this. So let's take a look here. All right. So the first thing we're going to look at are a couple of these older kits. Any one of these would really work well. Maybe the double kit, that might work better for the hot rods, although technically you could say there's some custom stuff right there. So it would work. 57 Ford, all these AMT kits give you some really cool custom parts, but even without going into the custom part aspect, you know, like those Rivieras right there, just cleaning them up, dropping them on a set of whites and steelies, beautiful. So a lot of ideas there. A lot of stuff right up here. Malibu, you've seen some of those done. Came out really cool, fit the bill, right? I think our buddy Lee did one. Jimmy did a 65 from Revell, I believe, that really fit the bill good. Novas, very similar right there. You could do a similar thing. The 57. So the Fleet Masters, which Mobius / Galaxy, those work really well. The 29 Ford, the T-Bird up there, really, really cool ideas. Same thing coming in here, you know, 40 Ford, 57 Chevy. There's the 49 that I did about 2 years ago, the blue one. There's a chopped 40 right up there. Hopefully get that thing going here eventually. Coming back over here, here is that Revell Merc we were talking about. Wonderful kit there. 66 Buick Riviera, 3940, the 60 Chevy, tons of stuff. Any of this stuff just about can fit the bill. You know, get creative, have some fun, do something different if you like. I mean, you really have just tons of options. Feel free to reach out to Jimmy or myself if you have any questions. The old Predicta, that's a fun kit right there. And again, right out of the box, you know, gives you something. So don't feel like you got to be intimidated there. It's not about doing the most wildest thing, although if that's what you want to do, and I know there's a few folks that are probably going to be doing some pretty wild stuff, which is really cool. Another option is resin bodies, and we'll take a look at those too, but there's a 49 Ford resin that's really cool. Yep, stuff like that right out of the box, other than the wheels were changed. You know, the GTO fits the bill. You got the old Riviera. So yeah, main thing, just have fun. Remember to tag Jimmy and myself so we can check out your progress. And with that, man, we're going to get rolling on some stuff. Let me know if you got any questions, and we'll catch you guys later. Take care, everybody. All right, everybody, let's take a look at our Customs Illustrated issue number 30. Just absolutely gorgeous pickup right there. And we got our table of contents. Some really cool stuff in this issue, as usual. Luke just knows how to put these things together and do a killer magazine. The gator, right out the bat, man. Look at those tail lights. That's really cool. Nice custom touches. Beautiful 51 Chevy. Very, very cool. That's got a lot of work in that. So I get crushed there, man. That's how some of these things got started, were accidents, and went custom from there. Really, really clean. We got our custom news. Some little cool stuff right there. It's going back to 2012 with the calendar that was out then. Custom Cars Annual. Lots of great stuff. The Wally Welch scrapbook. Very cool. Love seeing this nostalgic stuff here. Very, very cool. Just the way the real cars tie into the model cars. You know, and these scrapbooks are always loaded with how things were done. Just outstanding ideas. You know, along with the gorgeous cars themselves. Check that out, day out at the track. That would have been awesome. Really, really cool. There's some beautiful stuff here. Very, very nice. Very clean. Cruising Nationals, 30 years. West Coast Customs. Check that out. There's our T-Bird from the last issue. Oh man, look at that El Camino right there. That's gorgeous. Beautiful. Look at that. That is just stunning. Really cool stuff. Hopefully it's giving you guys some ideas for our Customs Illustrated / Hot Rods Illustrated group build. If you haven't checked it out, please do so. Feel free to jump in, have fun. You know, take an attempt at a custom if it's something that's new to you. A lot of AMT kits that give you a lot of the pieces right out of the box to make a really cool car. Or if you're like our buddy over there, Jimmy, you're probably looking at something like that because he loves to chop stuff up and go wild. Yeah, that is cool. Look at the work in that. That's pretty wild there. Very, very cool. Larry Watson, personal photos. We've been seeing some really cool stuff with what's been incorporated here. Oh man, check that out. Very cool. It's beautiful stuff. Very cool. Oh, these 57s. You know me, I love the 57s, and there's a beautiful one right there. Even that one. Really nice. Nice and subtle, and then you get to some of this wild stuff. 61 Dodge. Look at that. Oh man, it's beautiful. Very, very cool. That old Ford. Beautiful interior, look at that. Yeah, definitely a gorgeous custom right there. Gotta have your Mercs. There's a wild one. You're a Hada Merc. That's iconic right there. It's a legend. Yeah, beautiful. That's cool right there. Check that out. Yeah, stuff's just beautiful. How deep that purple is. That's wild. Just beautiful stuff here. Seen that in different books. Check that out. That is really cool. 57 sedan delivery, chopped. Some other nice custom touches. All right, now we're getting towards the end. We'll get